That is it. 5th round stoppage by Hamzah Sheeraz against the King of New York, Edgar Berlanga. I'm T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. The fight just ended. Edgar Berlanga was put down viciously twice at the end of round number 4. Barely made it out of the round, and then Hamzah Sheeraz comes out in the very opening moments of round number 5 and puts him down. I'm T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. We're going to get you some highlights, some replays, and we're going to talk about what's next for both fighters. I'm not sure, for the gamblers, was Edgar Berlanga the favorite to win? Because in my opinion, Edgar Berlanga hasn't been any real significant threat since he bit that dude. He went on Nosferatu on that fighter. Remember, he bit that guy, tried to cannibalize him? His last fight on Top Rank, and they fired him right afterwards. I mean, yeah, he got the Canelo fight, but listen, and hear me out. I understand as a fighter, believe me, I know you got to sell yourself. But it got to a point to where he was getting a little bit annoying, you know. He was becoming the villain that he didn't want to be, where people, if you look on social media, certain fans, you know, not me, was rooting for him to get knocked out, not me, because I'm more mature than that. But, I'm not sure where he's going to go from here. There you go, Hamzah Sheeraz, Edgar Berlanga. Did they give you your second loss? And this is by a 160-pounder moving up, not Canelo. 160-pounder moving up to 168. Hamzah Sheeraz, yeah, he's a big guy, 6'3". I mean, look how he was just towering over everybody. By the way, this was an excellent event. I mean, yeah, I do feel that the fighters missed out by them putting it behind. He's still down behind a paywall. You know, but even the Shakur Stevenson fight was exciting. Every single fight on this card was exciting. David Morrell's win over Imam Chadaev. Subriel Matias's win over Alberto Puello. By the way, both of the guys, in my opinion, were going to end the bad decisions. Shakur Stevenson Zepeda. We finally found out who who Shakur Stevenson is. Here's the stoppage. Ooh. That was it. And in the main event, we found out that Edgar Berlanga is not the King of New York. Puerto Ricans have been having a real bad, well, outside of Subriel Matias, but Puerto Ricans have been having a real bad weekend. First, Amanda Serrano, supposedly the Queen of New York, loses to Katie Taylor 3 times. And the King of New York, Edgar Berlanga, the very next night in an outdoor tennis stadium, loses as well. So now Edgar Berlanga, luckily he still got a chance left. But now there's going to be some questions about his chin. You know, remember, Canelo, even though he didn't stop him, damn near took his head off. And Hamzah Sheeraz ended him. So, looking at the rankings at the 168 pounds, and we're waiting for the post-fight interviews because I want to hear from Berlanga as well. He's got to go on a big rebuilding phase. He's got a lot of rebuilding to do. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm tired of seeing Fat Joe. I'm tired of you, Fat Joe. I don't want to see Fat Joe anymore. I don't want to see Remy fucking Ma. New York, I got 100 clips. I'm from New York. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Listen in.
Championship of the world, still undefeated, Hamzah Sheeraz.
And Berlanga was talking some shit that fans and the people were asking for him to see for them to see him and Canelo fight again. No, they wasn't. That's what really pissed me off. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm done with this guy. I gave him another chance, and one thing I can't stand is I can't stand cannibals. I don't like cannibals. I don't like vampires. And he was both when he bit that fighter. What was the dude he bit? I forgot his name. Was it Romer Alexis Agulo? He bit him. After that, I was like, I'm done with him. No bullshit. Go look it up. He bit him. Straight Nosferatus.
How did that feel?
I'll show you the clip.
First of all, massive thank you to the Almighty Allah, Allahu Akbar. Thank you very much. Secondly, while we're here, I'd like to thank His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Listen, after my last performance before this, no promoter would have given me the opportunity. His Excellency gave me the opportunity to bounce right back. I spoke to him Monday. He said, put on a great performance for me, and I stuck to my word. Thank you, Excellency. I appreciate you.
Turki Al-Sheikh also has talked to you about fighting the biggest star in all of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, next year. Canelo obviously has a super fight against Terence Crawford first, but win or lose, 2 more fights at least with Turki Al-Sheikh in Riyadh season. How big would that be for you?
Listen, Canelo's always been a boxing hero of mine, so even for my name to be mentioned in the same sentence as his, that's a great achievement myself. But listen, if I do get the opportunity to fight him, it won't be one of those where I try to nick it on points. I will stand in the middle of him and have it out. Listen, and whoever lands first, I suppose they got knocked out, don't they?
It was a great promotion, heated promotion. Edgar Berlanga talked a lot of trash. You took it, and now you knocked him out for the first time in his career. He went the distance with Canelo, and we're going to take a look at the knockout right here. It was a tremendous shots, 2 knockdowns, and then you finished him off in the following rounds. Tell us how it happened.
Just a massive thank you to Andy Lee, wherever he is. He's somewhere here. A man who put his faith and his trust in me. And even in the first few rounds, I was losing them, but we had a plan. I told him in his ear, I can hunt this guy down. I told him, and he believed me. And not many coaches do that. So, Andy, thank you very much.
Yeah, this was your first fight with Andy Lee, a hell of a puncher himself at 160 pounds. Andy, what did Hamzah show you in this first training camp in Dublin?
This, big heart, very strong here in the hand, left hand. But only just scratching the surface. There's so much potential there for this guy. It's scary how far he can go. Listen, take new star in world boxing, Hamzah Sheeraz.
And I'd also like to say a massive thank you to Edgar Berlanga for giving me the opportunity to fight in his back home. Like I said, a massive thank you to the Mexicans, to the Puerto Ricans, to the Dominicans, to the Pakistani, and the great British public at home who have been supporting me from day one. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, Edgar Berlanga showed a lot of heart. I couldn't believe he got up after that second knockdown. He went face first. Were you surprised he got up?
Yeah, I was, to be fair, but I knew that he'd get up because he's done it before. But listen, I promise you, I swear to you, whoever was in the ring with you today, there was no stopping me. After my last fight, the amount of abuse I got on social media, in person, I understand it's part of boxing, but it made me a hungrier fighter.
Yeah, that last fight against Carlos Adames, that was your first title shot at 160 pounds. It was a draw. Many felt you lost, and like you said, you received a lot of criticism. How good does this feel now to vindicate yourself?
That's why I got on my knees and got to tears, and I thank God, because I promise you, when I say there was nothing stopping me, there was nothing stopping me. My first fight here in New York. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you, New York.
Hamzah Sheeraz, congratulations. All the ingredients to be a big star. Well done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'd also like to say, a massive thank you also to Frank Warren. Listen, he's a man who's believed in me since day one, and he's always been giving me the opportunity. So, Frank, I appreciate you as well.
Frank Warren been on a roll.
Thank you, Hamzah. Best of luck going forward.
So we're not going to hear from the whole night. We haven't heard from the losers. Well, I guess Edgar Berlanga, he ain't in no space to talk. He's got the shit knocked out of him. So, all right, he gets a pass. So, I know it may seem kind of childish, but, and you know, boxing is a sport where pretty much anything can happen. We've seen, you know, like, for example, I wasn't a Mike Tyson fan anymore after he bit Evander Holyfield. I just don't like it. You know, after that, in the boxing ring, outside of, you know, you not being able to go home to your family, I want to see bad things happen to you. So when he pulled this shit right here, when he bit that dude, I was like, that's it. And then the thing is like, whatever, man. How do you have this type of lapse where you say, but then you try to go, like, you know, like, come on. So I just don't see, and this is me, you know, trying to be Like I'm not gonna be, I don't know, biased. And remember, for those who don't know, well, I guess you wouldn't remember. It's nothing against Puerto Ricans. I know people like to come in and, you know, you can't stand Scandinavians. You always talking shit about Russians. You always talking shit about the Mense tribe. You always talking shit about Mexicans. No, it ain't like that. Like at one point in time, I almost identified as Puerto Rican. So, you know, I got some deep heritage there. But anyway, I just don't see anything special in Edgar Berlanga. I never did. I just never seen it. You know, and remember, he started making his name off of all those first round KOs until he went 8 in 2021. By the way, I met and interviewed Damon Nicholson, by the way. This was years ago. But then after that, that's when things started getting shaky, you know? People started like really looking like, wait a minute, we got to see this guy go 12. You know, we got to see what happens when he goes late. So I'm not just a guy who's been watching one Edgar Berlanga fight. I've been watching all of these, Jack, on. Was I here in 2019? I think I might have been here. I was at this fight. Rabisi Ramirez, I was at this fight. So listen, I was at this fight as media. So I've been watching Edgar Berlanga for years. All of these fights, I've seen them all of them. I'm a boxing degenerate, a low-down boxing degenerate. I will watch anything. So I'm not speaking from a fact where it's like, yo, you know, you got to see him. I'm trying to, like, now that we know, you know, a clean shot is going to put him down. Canelo is a smaller end of a 168 pounders, you know, and his power, in my opinion, been kind of suspect above 160. But Canelo put him down viciously. Hamzah Sheeraz, who just moved up to 160 pounds, 68 pounds, put him down twice and then stopped him in the very next round. So depending on what's going on with Jaime Munguia, like, what do you do with Berlanga? You got to take it slow now. You got to go back. You got to talk to the team, and you got to rebuild. You know, get some confidence booster fights, you know, and then who should he work his way up to? Because don't go to 175. He definitely going to get his shit pushed in up there. So you got to stay at 168. So who do you target? Now, he's only 28. He still got some time. You know, and in today's day and age in boxing, you know, 28, you know, you got some time. He got some time. But where's he going to be at mentally? So here's what I think he should do. You know, start working towards a Caleb Plant fight. Start working towards a Jaime Munguia fight. See what's going on with Bruno Soros. You know, see what's going on with William School. Start working his way up there. I wouldn't be upset if he come back and he fights some old bullshit his next fight just to really start because he's got to rebrand, and this is the last time at this level of boxing he's going to be able to rebrand. He lost his two big fights. One, a main event in an outdoor stadium on a pay-per-view. Another on a pay-per-view against Canelo. That's 2 pay-per-views he's headlined. So this is the chance where he's got to go back, as they say, to the drawing board, and he's got to figure out, like, all right, I can't afford to get knocked the fuck out again. Or if I do, I got to figure out how to extend my career. You know, and if I get knocked out, not for another 5 years, some shit like that. Not that you want to get knocked out. So I don't know. Let's see how active he's been. Let me see. So he can take some time off. This is his 3rd fight in 10 months. He can take it, you know, I would be cool with him taking a year off. You don't want fighters to be inactive, but with what's been going on with 2 or 3 fights, and this last fight right here, this dude ain't fighting years, and he was on like house arrest. It was some situation right here where this dude shouldn't have been in the ring. So in reality, I don't count that. You know, 2 of his 3 he got knocked out. Something's got to change. With that being said, thanks for watching. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Shout out to Hamzah Sheeraz. Let me know in the comments, was Hamzah the underdog? Because I saw this from a mile away. These are the times where sometimes I wish I gambled, because I would have put money on Hamzah Sheeraz by knockout. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This has been a great week in the boxing. One was on Netflix, headlined by Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. And then this card, even though Berlanga got knocked out, the fight, the card was exciting. See you guys next week. I'm going to be popping out some streams, some fight week previews, some other content outside of boxing and sports. And next week we're going to be here for Dubois and Usyk too, Usyk Dubois too, and the Bam Rodriguez card. Follow me on Twitter. The links to my social media are right down below in the description box.